Hello, my name is Dawn, but a lot of you call me Spice Dawn, and I am doing this video because a lot of my friends are in different garden clubs and they've asked me to be speakers about my container planting. So it's better if I do a video so all the garden club members can see what I'm talking about as far as the different types of plants that you can put in pots and whatnot. Now, I have a whole lot of plants that hummingbirds and butterflies like. But first, let me show you just some adorable little pots that I put some little adornments in, just for cute. Back here, another for cute, and a beautiful foxtail fern that's now 3 years old and lives over the winter right inside this garage behind this door. It's nice and cool because we're in zone 6A, Northeast Ohio, but those foxtail ferns do perfect overwintering them right in there. We have other things that we overwinter in my husband Colin, say hello,
Hello.
in his garage, which we don't heat in the winter. Unless he's going out there to do something, because we have heat, but generally speaking, it's just an unheated, very well insulated garage. So that's where all my overwintered pots go. All right, first things first. This is firecracker plant, which Proven Winners calls Vermillionaire. Everyone should have this. It's an annual in our zone, but this winter I'm going to take a few of them in, cut them back, and see if they will overwinter. And then I'll have like just wonderful plants right at the beginning of the season for the hummingbirds. Here's some more heuchera, which is the coral bells, which is what I showed you was back there. In a pot, does fantastic, overwinters beautifully. I have some annuals, as you see, but I like to cluster and make little like paths. Now here is my pride and joy. I just got this from my friend Robin in March. This is now September. It was this big in a little pot like this. So I planted it into the bigger pot. Well, first we kept it in the house for 2 months and took care of it because it was still too cool out. And then I planted it in this big pot, and boy, did it grow. Now, one thing that I did is I rubbed off all of the little leaflets that would try to grow on this. So I wanted it to be open in the middle and leggy because there was so much foliage you couldn't even see the blossoms. All right, now another thing that I do is I deadhead. See if there's like a leaf that looks a little ratty? I think that's just sucking energy from the rest of the plant. So I pull that off. Now I do not compost these because this angel trumpet is poisonous. Its leaves are poisonous. Like, I haven't had any effects just touching it, but like if you sit out here and breathed it for 3 hours, you might start having hallucinations or something. So now I want to show you the different stages. This one just recently opened. Comes out yellowish when it's in its baby form, and then it's white, and then the next day it starts getting this beautiful soft pink color to it. Here is what it looks like when it's about to go. Okay, you can see them starting to get a little wrinkly. This is wrinkly. Let me show you. These fall off and lay on the patio. So if you have a small dog or something that might like chew that, pick those up all the time. This is what I call the tampon stage, okay? Because once it does that, it's going to fall off again pretty quickly. So I take my little nippers and I trim that, okay? So I don't have very many things that are going to fall where I can't really pay attention to them. So I like to clean it up a little bit. This one will leave because we're having guests tonight and I want to show them that. I want to show you guys my pride and joy. Look at this beautiful angel trumpet that I am growing in a pot. This is a tropical. For those of you who like outdoor living space, it's kind of cool. Now, it doesn't normally sit here. It sits over there in that empty spot. But I moved it because we're going to have a storm and I don't want to get any wind damage, so it's under the patio. But let's go over here. This is way big. I should have trimmed it back when it was a little, but I didn't. Here's lantana, hummingbirds, and butterflies love that. All you need to do to really take care of all these containers, you know you need to feed them. Okay, they're like little kids or something. So I use the Miracle-Gro. I get Bloom Builder. I have this scoop. I don't use that little stupid scoop that comes with it. I go big or go home. So I have a scoop, and I put it in this 3-gallon bucket, fill it with water, pour it into another to get it stirred real good, and then I water and feed with this. Sometimes I water with the hose, but when I'm feeding, I feed with this because then I know how much it's getting, you know, rather than those attachments that go on the hose. So that's how I feed. This is how I deadhead or nip. Now look over here. We have a butterfly bush. Again, we overwinter it. It's on its 3rd year also. This is called Pugster. It is a very compact, dwarf butterfly bush. Most butterfly bushes are like, wow! They're very open and airy. This is very dense, and I like that because, like, the butterflies are just crawling all over this thing. And I liked it so much I bought a second one, so I'll be planting this one. I have some hydrangeas and some hosta in pots. You can trim your hydrangeas back. This is Little Quickfire. This is Tiny Tough Stuff. I have hydrangeas in the ground. And see that thing over there? We're letting that dry for my neighbor because he's going to do something to it. So that's why you will see that it has some yellowing on it. Okay, another hydrangea in a pot. Again, that'll go in the garage. Let's talk about this. Beautiful Victoria Blue. Now, the problem with that is it gets kind of leggy at the end of the season when it gets big. So what I like about pots is you can like move them around, just like you're decorating under the TV on the stand, you know. So I have this smooshed up against there so that just shows its glory, not its like skinny ankles, okay? I leave myself a little walking path so that I can get in and manage my, look how big it is. Ah, angel trumpet, love it. Now, that's going to be cut back. My friend Robin tells me I have to cut it back to here. And I will because she's the expert, but she's never really done one in a pot. She always does them in the ground, digs them out. Well, you know what? I'm not digging anything up, okay? Like, we'll put you in a pot, you're going to be fine. I know this because these hydrangeas have been fine. So, but I leave a little pathway so I can get in there. Here's another little winding pathway. This fella is similar to that one, but a different variety, and it is not as fuzzy and doing very well. That's an annual, but it's cool looking, so I had to tell you. Now, see these awesome things? This is Cleome, which is spider flower, but it is the sterile one that doesn't have those green bean looking seed pods all over it, and then the whole earth should be covered in spider flower because they self-seed terrible. Well, I can't have something on the patio that's going to self-seed, and I'll be weeding between all of these pavers. No, 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 no. Smarter than that. So, this is Rosalita Senorita. I originally ordered it from White Flower Farms online, but I have a friend who has a greenhouse, and now she brings it in for us because we love it. I remember when I was there just getting some things, I'm like, oh my God, is that Rosalita Senorita? And she's like, yes. I'm like, yay! So get that, because there's only 2 plants. 2. They were this big in a 4-inch pot. 2 plants in that whole thing. Now you have to water it heavy when it gets big like that. So I give it a whole bucket, 3 gallons of water in that. And this one only has 1 plant. I already lifted its skirt and looked under there to make sure, but look how huge. And the pollinators, like the yellow jackets and stuff, are all over it. So you could easily put that off to the side of your seating area, so they'll all go over there and not be bothering you when you have your glass of wine, okay? Now, another thing about this Cleome is, see all these little flower petals that fall? Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it is what it is. But I don't put anything that drops crummy little petals or leaves underneath my seating area or in front of my French doors, because you're just going to attract that into the house. So I kind of made a mistake this year. I don't know if you can see back in here. I have a Purple Palace coral bell, and it is gorgeous, except for I had to move it to make room for this big honking thing. And I put it next to Little Miss Cleome Rosalita Senorita shed my petals much, and now all the leaves are covered in, so, you know, what are you gonna do? But that stays, that overwinters beautifully, but it's a big water thing. So when you're overwintering it, you gotta make sure you're watering that Purple Palace coral bell at least once a month. Just keep going into your garage and checking. So that is my story. I like to keep things kind of neat, and I don't want a whole bunch of leafy stuff back here, so that's why I have the coral bells. The foxtail fern doesn't shed anything. Everything around here is kind of like, so when the wind blows, I'm like, go. And I do have a little broom that I use once in a while. Just pick up anything that falls off this gorgeous angel trumpet. I love it. You could all have one of these if you have a place to take it inside. And because I'm cutting it back like I'm going to be, I think it's going to be even taller next year. Let me know if you have any questions about container planting. We went over feeding. Oh, I forgot to show you this new thing I just got like 2 days ago. You all need one of these if you have pots and containers, because look, this thing goes down and catches on the lip of the pot, so that when you put your foot here and you bring it back, you're not like holding on to a pot while it's trying to pitch forward. This was only $61 on Amazon, and I absolutely love it. So it's adjustable for all different size pots. It has suction cups, it has little things so you don't scratch, and it's fairly sturdy. Really, the garden center that I go to, they have one, and I mean, it's very well used, and it is still quite functional, even though it's real beat up looking. So get one of these so you can move pots easily. You don't have to say to your husband, Colin, could you move this 2 feet for me? Because he says that I move things around a lot.
I love you.
But that's the beauty of pots. You can move them around a lot. If you don't like one there, like I really don't like that white Gomphoria. This came in a collection. It's called Palm, White, Lavender, and Purple Palm. Well, Purple Palm is the winner chicken dinner. Okay, that is the most beautiful color. But I should have trimmed it back, and I didn't. I have grow-through supports that I bought from Gardener's Supply. So next year, I'm going to be ahead of the game. You have a stink bug on your hand. Hang on, I'll get him. There he goes. So next year I'll be ahead of the game, and when I plant some of these things that I know are a lot bigger, then they will be in a grow-through support, because I have more hardware in this thing right here, holding that thing up. than you could ever imagine. I have every kind of plant support, or it's a mess if you look in there, but you can't tell because I, did it right. But next year will be better. So if you have any questions about container gardening, you can make your own little oasis, even if you have a small thing. Now, I don't like a whole bunch of little pots lined up like soldiers. Try to get 3, big, medium, and small if you're just starting out. And you could add to that. But as far as perennials in pots, butterfly bush, hydrangeas, little quickfire is a nice one. That's Tidbit, the white one over there, but it was a late bloomer. You could probably do little lime in a container. So many things. Just let me know if you have any questions. Bye.